Welcome to the shadows of ancient Babylon. Here, dark magic and early science slowly blend together. When mortals suffered grave afflictions or violent shaking fevers, they never blamed tiny unseen germs. They blamed cruel, hateful demons. To fight these hellish monsters, you did not seek out a normal healer. You called upon the Asipu, a fearsome, dark wizard, to drive the ancient evil forces away. They chanted loud, ancient curses and burned crafted wax dolls in the fire. But behind this strange magic hid a shocking, profound truth. These frightening priests were in fact the very first medical doctors. Let us uncover the secrets of their ancient, dark arts. Imagine waking up in Mesopotamia. The heavy air and hot summer sun beat down on the mud brick walls. In this realm, an unseen terror hides. A deadly disease is entirely misunderstood by all people. They have no words for tiny germs. If a sudden fever strikes, no one blames the dirty river. Instead, the sick man feels cursed by the gods. They believe a hungry ghost has crawled up from the deep underworld. A man shakes violently on a mat. His skin burns like a raging fire, and cold sweat drips from his pale face. His family watches in horror. They whisper the dreaded name of a cruel, unforgiving demon. She targets the sick and the helpless. The sick man gasps for air as intense pain rips through his tired chest. He believes claws crush his weak lungs. Simple herbs alone cannot fight this pure, terrifying evil. The scared family must seek spiritual aid. A normal, untrained physician is completely useless right here. They need a master of ancient dark arts. Enter the Asipu, the supreme magical healer and priest. He steps into the room in a dark robe. His face is hidden behind a heavy bronze lion mask. He carries a sacred clay bowl in his firm hands. He looks at the fading patient with cold, pitiless eyes. To the common folk, he is a mighty sorcerer. He stands as the only barrier to a devastating fate. But his strange methods are quite terrifying. The healing ritual begins in the dead of the silent night. He carefully draws a wide circle of ash. This magical boundary will trap the invading evil spirit. Heavy smoke fills the tiny, dirty room. The pungent smell of burning sulfur burns the throats of everyone. The brave priest begins to loudly chant. The deep rhythmic words echo loudly off the heavy mud brick walls. He kneels beside the shaking, sick man. The atmosphere is dense with pure supernatural dread. The foul, cruel demon must be boldly fought. He will use mental warfare to break its nasty, terrifying grip. He reaches into his dark leather pouch. With a swift, sudden motion, he pulls out a lump of brown beeswax. He molds the wax into a tiny form. This disturbing, creepy effigy represents the evil plague. The priest forces the patient to look at it. He screams a command, ordering the dark spirit to transfer. It is a fierce battle of strong human wills. The patient's eyes widen amidst the terrifying magical show. The priest quickly pulls out sharp bone needles. He strikes the ugly wax figure with absolutely no mercy. Each sharp strike tortures the invading beast. The patient twitches, feeling the mental impact of this act. Next, the priest throws the ruined doll in the fire. The raging flames roar higher as the wax quickly starts to melt away. Black soot rises up to the ceiling. The priest declares that the evil spirit is finally destroyed. But the intense ritual is far from over. The wise priest knows that weak, cowardly demons only fear one thing. He must use dark magic to fight back. He will summon a greater, darker evil to scare the sickness away. He reveals a scary stone statue. It has majestic eagle wings, a scorpion tail, and a lion face. This is Pazuzu, king of demons. Placing this terrifying monster by the bed is the ultimate guard. Would you trust a demon for a cure? Tell us what you think of this extreme method in the comments below. The priest holds the sick man's weary head. He firmly makes him drink a bitter, dark liquid from the clay bowl. The potion is made of wild plant roots. The patient chokes as the foul mixture burns right down his raw, tired throat. The priest screams a final, loud command. He demands the sickness leave this broken body right away. The completely exhausted patient falls straight back. He lies totally still, breathing heavily in the thick gray smoke. Has the cruel demon been defeated now? Or is this just a dramatic magic trick played on a foolish mind? For ages, modern people mocked this. We called them foolish savages, trapped by ancient superstitions. We assumed they knew nothing about health. We thought their medicine was fully based on simple dark magic tricks, but the sands of time showed a deep truth. Hidden beneath the dusty earth of Iraq lay a magnificent secret. Scholars safely dug up clay tablets. These ancient heavy stones were fully covered in tiny carved symbols. At first, they looked like boring records. They seemed like simple records of daily grain and city taxes. But some tablets held an amazing secret. They were medical manuals, written by the wise Asipu priests. The carved facts were absolutely mind-blowing. We must travel back to the smoke-filled room to fully understand this. Look closely at the priest watching him. He is not wildly guessing or chanting blindly into the dark night. He is a highly trained observer. Before the ritual started, the smart priest did something quite crucial. He asked the family many questions. He checked the man's glowing red skin and felt his racing, rapid pulse. He carefully watched his tired breathing. He looked deeply into his exhausted eyes to find the hidden truth. This sounds just like a modern doctor, because that is exactly what happened in that dark, muddy clay room. The tablets list hundreds of symptoms. They grouped horrific diseases with stunning scientific precision. They mapped the shaking of a seizure. They mapped the painful coughing of devastating lung infections. They recognized severe deep depression. They gave these complex medical states scary and dark demon names. When the priest blamed the foul wind demon for a deadly high fever, he was diagnosing malaria. But what about that horrid, bitter potion? Surely that was just a useless, disgusting, and silly magical brew. Modern scientists tested the plants. The results of their chemical tests left them completely speechless. These priests were brilliant ancient chemists. They knew exactly which roots held powerful, natural healing traits. That dark liquid held opium extracts. It is the exact same flower we use to make strong morphine today. The potion also used ground willow bark. Willow bark holds the main active ingredient found in aspirin. While the priest loudly yelled at the demon, he was effectively treating the physical pain with natural drugs. He was safely lowering the body heat. The magic words were a loud distraction for the simple, fearful mind. The true healing power was chemistry. But what about the violent, aggressive stabbing of the ugly wax doll? A doctor does not destroy a toy. This is where the ancient priests showed their absolute, brilliant genius. They understood the human brain so well. They knew that extreme fear and stress made any human sickness much worse. A terrified immune system fails. By staging a loud war against the unseen, terrifying, dark demon, the priest healed the mind with placebos. When the patient watched the evil doll melt away in the blazing fire, his brain released a wave of relief. He truly believed the foul demon was finally destroyed and banished. This strong belief quickly lowered his stress, letting the hidden herbal medicine do its silent, repairing work. And the scary statue of Pazuzu? Placing it by the patient's bed was a masterclass in treating trauma. Pazuzu was the mighty demon king. The brilliant priest convinced the patient a powerful bodyguard was there. No lesser demon would dare approach. The exhausted patient could finally sleep, feeling completely protected. Could modern doctors learn from this belief? Tell us what you think of the strong placebo effect in the comments. Let us travel back to the science lab. Look at the scholar's hands brush dirt off a new clay writing tablet. This text reveals how a priest treated wounds. It shows the treatment of a devastating, severe combat injury. Without microscopes, they knew basic hygiene. The ancient text tells the healer to wash the wound with pure, dark, strong beer. Alcohol is a germ-killing agent. Then the priest applied a thick paste made of natural tree pine sap. Pine sap holds chemicals that fight infection. Finally, the terrible wound was tightly bound with clean linen bandages. This prevented dirty sand and flies. It stopped them from hurting the vulnerable, exposed, and damaged human flesh. The old text reads like a trauma guide, but the clever priest loudly claimed he was simply blocking evil demons. This brilliant science was wrapped in magic. It was the only way the simple, ancient people could fully understand. The Asipu knew the body's true nature, but he had to cleverly speak the language of fearful, ancient magic. If he spoke about tiny, unseen germs or chemical balances, the terrified patients would never believe him. Blaming demons gave the sickness a face. A terrifying physical monster can be boldly fought and vanquished. This deep mental mastery makes them brilliant. They successfully healed the broken body and the fearful mind together. Modern doctors still use strong placebos. A simple sugar pill cures physical pain if the mind truly believes. The ancient priests used a theatrical approach. Roaring fire and scary masks were the ancient versions of our modern pills. Now look back at the dark, smoky room. Look at the room just one final time as the violent shaking stops. The morning sun pierces through the small window. The golden rays of the gods cut right through the thick, black, rising smoke. The tired patient rests very peacefully. His heavy, cold sweat is completely gone, and his pale face looks very calm.
May your light
The bitter willow potion worked. It successfully broke the high fever, and the ritual destroyed his fear. The foul demon was safely banished. It was cast down to the dark underworld, or so the happy family believes. They drop down to their shaking knees. They loudly praise the mighty gods of heaven and thank the brave dark priest. He saved their beloved one's frail life. The weary priest takes off his heavy bronze lion mask in the morning light. He reveals a calm, intelligent face. For ages, modern history misunderstood these brilliant men. We judged them closely by their scary masks and their ancient dark magic. We entirely failed to see the incredible science hidden far below. They used whatever tools they had to bravely fight human pain. They lacked the shiny microscopes and modern, clean, sterile hospitals. They fought disease in the dirt, with wild plants and the purest will. Magic spells were simply their unique, fascinating medical language. It was a dark disguise for a highly advanced and great healing art. When you take a modern synthetic painkiller for a raging high fever, remember the ancient dark wizard in the heavily smoky room. He was the brave ancient pioneer who paved the great path for us all. He hid his bright healing mind behind a scary demon face. Without their careful studies carved into those heavy clay stones, humanity would have stayed in the tragic dark ages much longer. The scary Asipu priests deserve our absolute highest respect today. They were the very first psychologists of the ancient world. They knew that the human body and the fragile, delicate mental state are tightly connected in the epic battle against disease. You cannot fully heal one without completely treating the other part. This is a vital lesson modern medicine still uses today. The fine line between dark magic and pure science is often very blurred. A magical spell is just a science we do not fully know yet. Babylon was a glowing, golden city of many magnificent wonders. Its massive walls hid gardens, temples, and brilliant, sharp minds. The profound legacy of the priests lives on in every hospital. It lives in every soothing word spoken by a caring, sweet nurse. It lives in the bitter pills we swallow to quickly stop the sharp pain. The ancient healing spirits still walk among us right now, today. Today, they do not wear scary bronze lion masks to frighten the dark. They wear clean white coats and carry shiny modern tools instead. But the ultimate noble goal remains exactly the same as before. To completely drive the tragic shadows of sickness away from us. To bring the warm, glorious light of health back into a broken form. The brilliant priests of Babylon truly mastered this ancient art. We must always honor their great, enduring gifts to our modern world. They walked in the dark so our science could walk in the light. The Asipu story is a profound, powerful reminder for all of us. Never judge ancient history by its strange, bizarre outside cover. Look closely at the thick smoke and the bizarre, ancient magical chants. You might just find the very deep roots of our civilization. The clay tablets of Babylon continue to speak their ancient truths. Who knows what other brilliant secrets they hide from us now? Perhaps they hold lost cures, waiting to be discovered today. The deep wisdom of the ancients is a vast, hidden treasure out there. We just need to listen to whispers in the terrifying dark. The demons they fought were the exact same plagues we fight today. They used wild roots and intense, pure belief as their greatest fighting weapons. We use lab pills and advanced laser surgery instead today. The human desire to survive remains completely unchanged. The battle against mortality is an endless and beautiful war. Babylon shows that intelligence is not a new, modern human trait. Our brave ancient ancestors were incredibly smart and creative. They simply observed the harsh world through a completely different lens. A lens of angry gods, cruel spirits, and ancient protective magic. As we stand in the bright light of our modern science age, let us humbly bow to the brilliant masters of the ancient dark arts. They were the brilliant sparks that lit the great medical flame for all. The ancient priests will forever be the greatest and best healers. Their secrets, written in clay, have finally survived the brutal, harsh test. The test of time, deep sand, and our foolish modern ignorance. We now read the ancient medical texts with completely amazed and wide eyes. We see the bright genius hiding behind the masks. Let the thick smoke clear, and the ancient chanting finally fade away into dust. The true magic of Babylon was intellect, an intellect that conquered pain, disease, and pure devastation. It brought warm hope to the hopeless in a terrifying world. Next time you feel sick, remember the deep roots of your modern medicine. It began with a priest, a wax doll, and a brave heart. The evil demons were fake, but the profound physical healing was very real. And that is the most beautiful historical truth of all. We leave the priest standing proudly in the glorious and warm golden sun. His clay tablet is a badge of absolute science honor. The dark shadows of Babylon slowly fade into the deep, forgotten past. But the brilliant light of their knowledge will shine forever. Thank you for joining us on this incredible, epic historical journey. The ancient world is full of amazing surprises to be found. Were these ancient wizards truly brilliant doctors of their specific time? Or just lucky tricksters using terrifying mind tricks? Tell us your deep thoughts down in the comment section below right now, today. We really want to hear all of your historical views. If you enjoyed this journey, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel now. Join our amazing community for more epic